Hello, my name is Tesarski, and for the last several months I've been on an incredible journey as I have sought the leadership of the Alberta Party. I've met wonderful people around this province with great ideas about what they would like to see for a long-term vision and a plan built around that vision for Alberta, for this province that we love and call home. Throughout my campaign, I have sought to bring that to Albertans in a very definitive way. I have had the opportunity to meet with, on several occasions, senior members of the Alberta Party who have brought it to my attention that, in fact, several of my fellow party members find it disagreeable and some find it actually offensive that our campaign has put, quote, the period at the end of too many sentences. It is my opinion, though, that if we're not willing to put the period at the end of the sentence with regard to ending Aboriginal poverty, if we aren't willing to put the period at the end of the sentence with regard to industrial wastewater and industrial emissions issues, if we aren't willing to put the period at the end of the sentence with regard to a stably funded, publicly funded healthcare and educational system, then my campaign is at odds with the philosophies and the policies of the Alberta Party. A couple weeks ago, we had the opportunity to have a very successful and inspiring event with the Alberta Party who brought Jeff Blodgett to Calgary. Jeff was one of the political organizers for the Obama presidential campaign in 2008. And Jeff Blodgett brought out the fact that leadership needs to be genuine and authentic. For me to be genuine and authentic, I need to once again say that for 28 years of my life, I've been part of the oil and gas industry in Alberta. I'm the CEO of an emerging oil and gas company. And I'm proud to be so. I'm proud to be part of that industry. But it has also been brought to my attention that many of my fellow members of the Alberta Party find it disagreeable and many offensive that a CEO of an oil and gas company would be seeking the leadership of the Alberta Party. Does industry need to change? Yes, it does, absolutely. Does the oil and gas industry need to take a different view about the environment and its role and its partnership with Alberta and a long-term, stable, diversified Alberta? Absolutely it does. Does the oil and gas industry need to take a look at changes to its techniques with industrial wastewater and emissions? Absolutely. Does the oil and gas industry need to take a long-term view of wealth creation, long-term capital infrastructure, and distribution of that wealth to all Albertans for a long-term future, stable future for this province? Absolutely. But the reality of the oil and gas industry and the reality of our economy is we can't just unplug ourselves overnight. We need a transitional energy strategy. And throughout my campaign, I think I've been very clear on where I stand on those issues and where I stand on a long-term transitional energy strategy for this province. I'm a moderate, centrist, and inclusive Albertan. I've listened to Albertans, I've heard what they've said, and I've brought those things into our campaign in a very definitive way. I have put the period at the end of the sentence with regard to ending poverty, with regard to ending illiteracy, with an Alberta first agricultural and food policy, with not seeing one more Alberta community die, with ensuring that we have a stably funded, publicly funded healthcare and educational system. I've put the period at the end of that sentence because that's what Albertans have told me that they want to see. I've had the opportunity to meet wonderfully diverse Albertans. I want to thank you, all of you, for the support, for the encouragement, for the assistance that you've given me throughout my leadership campaign. I want to keep fighting for a moderate, centrist, and inclusive vision of this province. These are the things that Albertans have told me are important to them. I have listened to them. These are the things that I believe in. But respecting and honoring the policies and the philosophy of the Alberta Party, I can no longer be authentic and genuine and continue my bid for its leadership. Thank you so much for your encouragement, for your support of me throughout this journey. Together, we can work for a moderate, centrist, and inclusive Alberta. Together, we can make Alberta a place of permanence to build our families, our communities, our hopes, and our dreams on. Thank you for being part of this process and journey with me.